Welcome back to Business Live. We start off from the banking sector, where GCB Bank Limited has recorded a 29% drop in profit before tax for the financial year 2017. Profit before tax dropped from 467 million Ghana cedis in 2016 to 332 million Ghana cedis in 2017. Speaking at the annual general meeting in Accra, the chairman of the board, Jude Arthur, revealed that the purchase of the defunct UT and Capital Bank brought challenges which affected the bank's bottom line, as well as a decline in treasury bill rates where the bank heavily invests.
The 24th annual general meeting of the Ghana Commercial Bank was held to consider and adopt financial statements of the company for the year ended 31st December 2017. It was also to declare dividend for the year and to elect directors, as well as consider a special resolution to transfer an amount of 400 million cedis to stated capital so the bank can meet the Bank of Ghana's minimum capital requirement. Speaking at the AGM, the board chairman of the bank, Jude Arthur, described the year under review as tough for the banking industry and explained why the bank's profits dipped.
I think the bank has performed well given the circumstances. I mean, we were not the only institution to drop in profits. We had the sale and assumption that, of course, you've got to deal with issues of migration of systems, migration of staff, and some expenditure that comes with it. But let us not forget that the only reason the migration and the assumption is not the only reason for the drop in profits. The general business environment was low, and as you recall, we made a clear statement in ours that the drop in the treasury bill rates also significantly affected our revenues. Since initially GCB had quite a lot of funds placed in treasury bills, and the rates have dropped significantly during the year under review. But having said that, we have a very resilient staff force, we have a solid business plan, we have a good balance sheet, and we are poised to really move.
He also touched on the possible effect of the bank's drive towards digitization on branch closures and staff reductions.
No, you need not be. I mean, but no doubt, if it gets to the situation where you have to look at the model for branches again, it will be that. Don't forget that, I mean, Ghana still is in a different state of development, where the branch network itself draws some customer base and some business to us. But what I'm saying is that in using the technology platforms, irrespective of the branches, that is why I mentioned that our competitors these days are not even banks. It's the mobile money transfers, it's the mobile companies, the telcos. They are using certain technology to harness the unbanked market, and this is the area that we will get into.
Shareholders have given approval for the bank to transfer an income surplus of 400 million Ghana cedis to stated capital, which would see the bank's stated capital rise to 500 million Ghana cedis.
The Controller and Accountant General's Department says it is working towards restraining public officials from buying treasury bills with state funds for their personal gains. As a first step, metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies, as well as other state agencies, will no longer bank with commercial banks. Controller and Accountant General Eugene Asante Ofosuhene says all such funds will now be moved to the Bank of Ghana. He spoke at a meeting with ministries, departments and agencies in Kumasi. Prince Apia has more in this report.
The move by the Controller and Accountant General's Department is meant to check institutions from hijacking funds meant for projects for profits before releasing them for the intended purpose. The Controller and Accountant General Eugene Asante Ofosuhene says the measures to halt what he describes as cheating the state have already taken effect at ministries, departments and agencies. Mr. Asante Ofosuhene spoke at a meeting with ministries, departments and agencies in Kumasi. The meeting was the first between the new Controller and Accountant General and members of the department.
One will ask, what is the reason for government to pursue such a policy? The reasons are many. Government through the budgetary process allot or allocate funds to various MDAs, and these monies go into the sub-CFs. You know what they were doing? Many of them, when they even get the money, they are not even ready to disburse the funds, because they have been able to apply for, what do you call it, commencement certificates and whatnot. Or if it's a normal recurrent expenditure, their goods and services will be released to them. And sometimes, even if it's capex, they go through with the view that they need the money to go and pay to the contractor. Such monies, when they are released, they keep them in their accounts, and then they turn around and use the money to buy government treasury bills. Are you getting it? They use the same money, government-owned money, to invest in treasury bills. And who buys the treasury bill? The same government goes at the auction to buy the treasury bill. So government is being cheated. Government's own money, he goes to buy his own money and pay him huge interest for that. We thought it's not the best. It shouldn't even to be the case. We shouldn't think about that. How can government release funds and then the MBAs are not in a position to use the money? Then they will turn around and ask the banks, buy treasury bill with my money in the bank. Until such that I need it, then you redeem it. So,
Mr. Asante Fosuhene says compelling state institutions to bank with the central bank is the way to go.
Some of the SOEs are also still operating at the various commercial banks. I'm referring to SOEs like the Gapoha, the Go Board, Senate, and the rest of it. When we get to the second phase, all of them will collapsed and then swept to the Bank of Ghana. Government position has improved. When all the monies are moved to the Bank of Ghana, you cannot buy any treasury bill, because the monies are in your accounts at Bank of Ghana. And government, when the monies are all at the central bank, government can always be in the position, if it wants to borrow such money, it can take the money from those accounts, use it, and put it back. Are you getting it? And here, government doesn't pay any interest.
He also reviewed new reforms by the Controller and Accountant General's Department to address certain challenges within the public sector. He says they are also going to issue reports on statutory funds in the country. Prince Apia, report.
You're watching Business Live. Let's move on now. Enterprise Group Limited has unveiled its new ultra-modern office building at a short ceremony in Accra. The event was graced by the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and U.S. Secretary of Commerce, Wilbur Ross. They both expressed high hopes of massive capital investments into the country and urged more collaboration with the private sector. Charles Aite has more.
Speaking at the event, Chief Executive Officer of the Enterprise Group, Kelly Gajekpo, says the office complex represents the growth and development of the Enterprise Group.
Characteristic of thoroughbreds like ourselves, we don't do things in halves. So from the 5-story building which we currently occupy on High Street as our headquarters, we decided to build a 12-story building and a first-class office building. So here we are today, true thoroughbreds. Like a phoenix, the building that arose from the ashes of a dilapidated sports club can only be described as an architectural masterpiece. Indeed, the physical transformation and modernization that has taken place on this piece of land is a true reflection of the changes that enterprise itself has undergone in the last 10 years or so.
On his part, the Vice President, Dr. Bawumia, expressed the need for Ghanaian-owned businesses, especially insurance firms, to prioritize equality and customer care over profit-making.
The benefits of this investment will only be realized when your customers receive the standard quality of service to which they are entitled. You must never lose sight of the fact that it is all about the customer. If we are to succeed, either as a company or as a country, we must collectively improve our customer service to make it easier for others to do business with us.
Meanwhile, the U.S. Secretary of Commerce, Wilbur Ross, revealed the interests of American investors in Ghana. Wilbur Ross stated that government's Ghana Beyond Aid agenda has placed Ghana on the lens of American investors, many of whom are interested in being part of this agenda. From the words of the Vice President and the Secretary of Commerce from the United States, it is very clear that the unveiling of the 12-story building of Enterprise Life is indicative of Ghana's imperative move to attract investors, especially in the insurance sector. For Joy Business, I'm Charles Ayete reporting.
And we've got some news coming in to us from the banking sector. The board of directors of Barclays Bank Ghana Limited has appointed Abna Osei-Poku as the new managing director. She's taking over from Patience Achianu, who will be leaving the bank at the end of September. Now, Madam Osei-Poku's appointment, if approved by the Bank of Ghana, will be effective from the 1st of October 2018, and she will be in the coming months working closely with Madam Achianu to ensure a smooth transition and handover process. Until now, Madam Osei-Poku has served as head of Coverage North of Barclays Bank's corporate and investment banking business, rest of Africa. She was appointed to that role in early 2017, and she has been covering the CIB cluster markets of Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, and Ghana. She brings to this role over 15 years of Pan-African experience in banking gained across several regions, including West, Central, and East Africa. She previously served as corporate director at Barclays Bank, with oversight responsibility for Barclays Bank Uganda, and has been credited with the turnaround of the corporate banking business in Barclays Ghana. She joined Barclays Bank from Standard Chartered Bank in 2010, where she held various senior roles. So there you have it. Abna Osei-Poku is been appointed the new managing director of Barclays Bank Ghana. We are moving on now, and the amount of dollars the Bank of Ghana has released to support the city since May this year reached around $700 million. But question still remains about the effectiveness of these interventions as the city is yet to firmly stabilize. Let's get you some more details.
Sources say on a daily basis, about $10 to $25 million is given out to support operations of commercial banks, depending on the demand for forex. Some of these funds, Joy Business understands, went directly to some state-owned firms that were in the business of importing fuel for the local market. However, some of the commercial banks have told Joy Business, even though the Bank of Ghana was on the market, most of their demands were not met. But the question still remains about whether managers understand what is really causing the city's depreciation and whether this kind of intervention is really needed. Or better still, are we touching the right spots for the required responses?
The World Cocoa Foundation says it's committing over $100 million to help boost Ghana's cocoa industry. This was made known to Joy Business after the president of the foundation, Richard Scobie, in Accra. He says the consistent growth of the sector has attracted massive foreign investment so far. Richard Scobie spoke to Joy Business on the sidelines of the Cocoa Platform Validation Workshop.
The World Cocoa Foundation says it's committing over $100 million to help boost Ghana's cocoa industry. This was made known to Joy Business by the president of the foundation, Richard Scobie, who says the consistent growth of the sector has attracted massive investment from abroad. He was speaking at the sidelines of the Ghana Cocoa Foundation Validation Workshop.
The World Cocoa Foundation and our member companies spend hundreds of millions of dollars every year to support the cocoa farmers in improving the profitability and productivity of their crop.
Meanwhile, Cocoa Board has expressed confidence in meeting its production target of 500 million tons by the close of the season. Despite growing challenges from illegal small-scale mining and deforestation, Cocoa Board says new production interventions like the introduction of new seedlings have helped in cushioning the impact. Dr. Yao Edu-Amposa is Deputy CEO of Cocoa Board.
Ghana can produce more than what we are producing now. So the targets were based on were taking into consideration the effects of the galamsey. If the galamsey were not there, with the interventions that are in place and we have been putting in place, we could be achieving more than 1 million metric tons. But because of the galamsey, that's why we set the targets low. But then with the new interventions, we intend to increase productivity.
The Ghana Cocoa Platform was established in 2013 under the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, which is to improve the value chain of Ghana's cocoa sector.
Are you feeling a little stressed, overwhelmed with planning your wedding? Well, rise above the stress by meeting the experts to help you make your right choices for your wedding at the Joy Beauty and Bridal Fair. Ahead of the event, some sponsors have been whetting the appetite of customers on what to expect.
I found a love for me.
Angel's Beauty Suppliers have been regulars on the Joy Beauty and Bridal Fair for years now. But this year, they have climbed up as one of the main sponsors of the event. The reason is simple. The Joy Beauty and Bridal Fair has continued to remain a success. Angela Eduamwa, CEO of Angel's Beauty Suppliers, is looking forward to another great year.
Oh, it's been wonderful. I like the feedback that we get after the fair. So Joy Bridal Fair has been very good.
Angela is promising a wide range of products and services to customers during the 3-day fair. From cosmetics, skin to hair products, Angel's Beauty Suppliers promises to offer customers the best when it comes to beauty products.
We usually advertise for Cantu, but this year we had the Jamaican black castor oil. The relaxer line is a new line that we just brought in, and we had the skin repair oils as well. We have massage oils and a lot of oils. And this time is all about oils, so people should come in and see us.
Another sponsor of the Joy Beauty and Bridal Fair is Black Secret Makeup. Over the years, the brand has been a trusted partner. Business Development Manager of Black Secret, Maxwell Mensah, says they are always on the lookout for the fair yearly.
We at Black Secret, we find the Joy Beauty and Bridal Fair as a very credible platform for us. Over the years, it has offered us the opportunity to reach large audiences of women, especially those who are just getting ready for their marriage, and so we always look forward to Bridal Fair. Actually, we already start planning for Bridal Fair before you start planning for a Bridal Fair, even though it's your event, because we know the power that it presents. So
Black Secret says it has variety of products for customers who walk into their stand during the fair. Aside advising ladies on the right products for their skin tones, Black Secret Makeup will be giving free makeup for every lady who visits their stand. And even before the fair, I had my free face beads.
So how do I look? Well, I came into Black Secret Makeup with my class 1 makeup, but look at me. Well, even before the Joy Beauty and Bridal Fair, I have my professional makeup on, and they're promising you same at the Joy Beauty and Bridal Fair between the 12th and the 15th of June. Black Secret is actually promising a free makeup, just like I just had here. So you don't want to miss out on this. Join us at the Joy Beauty and Bridal Fair for this great experience. See you there, because I'll be there.
For prospective couples, the place to be between the 12th and the 15th of June is the Joy Beauty and Bridal Fair at the Accra International Conference Center. There will be a variety of products on display at discounted rates. And if you're concerned about where to place your kids before coming for the fair, just relax, because there will be a toddler corner to entertain your wards. This year's fair promises to be exciting, as your favorite on-air personalities will thrill you on the runway during the fashion show on Saturday. The Joy Beauty and Bridal Fair, where beauty comes to life.
I have met an angel in person, and she looks perfect. I don't deserve this.
Well, that is coming up in a week's time. You don't want to miss it. Let's move on. The gradual evolution of online music marketing has replaced the traditional sale of cassettes and CDs, and that may be the best breakthrough that ever happened to the music industry. Contemporary music lovers say it is more convenient to purchase music online, while some musicians say it is reliable to make profit through sales online. John Fafali Kofi recently spoke with a music app developer who says his app can easily help put music on the international market.
In
In the past, all musicians needed to do after recording their songs on cassettes and CDs was to send them to distribution centers for sale. This mode of selling had great impact on the music business. Now, things have changed. The days of cassettes and CDs are virtually non-existent. Musicians in recent times make use of the internet to market their music in order to reach wider customer base than before. Richard Isuma is a developer of Apris, an application that allows artists to upload their music onto the internet for free. He shares how this app has helped many artists.
Globally, we have companies like CD Baby, DistroKid, TuneCore, and CD-Run. These are international companies that are American and Canadian and Australian companies. So globally, if you want to get your song onto iTunes, Amazon, and all these international stores, you actually need to use these companies that will put your songs out there. So we realized that most of the Ghanaians don't have how much it takes in order to distribute their song, especially the emerging ones. Because those international companies, they will charge you about $19.9 to distribute one song for you onto iTunes and so. And then an album, they take you $39.9 in order to put your song onto all these international stores. And we realized that the emerging ones who are coming up onto the music industry, who are so passionate about music and have seen music as a source of livelihood for them, they don't have that resources to be paying, to be uploading their songs onto those international stores. So we developed this free system for them whereby we take your song, we take the content that you've done, we look at the sound quality and everything, we do a nice cover art and all those things for, and then we now distribute your song onto the stores.
You are my sweet honey.
Zoe B explains how the online marketing has impacted on his career.
Before, I was just really making money from shows and just shows only until my distributor called me and he said he had some money for me. I received about, I think, 10,000 at that time, yeah, like last year, like 2 years ago, sorry. And I was like, 10,000? I was like, yeah, that's just sales from like iTunes. And then I'm like, wow, really cool. Okay, and then he basically told me that I have to be serious with like this online stuff and, you know, put my music out there. And he mentioned a few names. He said it's me and Sarkodie. Yeah, I think somebody else. He just said, yeah, we are the ones that like really are having like, you know, massive clout on, you know, these streaming platforms.
Nelly is a budding musician and she explains how beneficial the app has been to her music career so far.
I think the online is more effective because the CDs these days, the youths and the age ones everybody's going online these days. So the CDs are a kind of fading away. Nobody's dealing with such things. With online things, I believe sky is our limit. I want people to go more of online because everybody these days have phone and the phone is connected with internet or you have your megabytes, so it will cost you not much money to stream the music, download, and, you know, support whatever work we are doing, and I pray we're going to give you the best.
Here in Ghana, you will need at least 250 to 1,000 Ghana cedis to record a good song and at least 2,000 to 10,000 cedis to get a good music video that can go viral on the internet. Frank is a communication director of Xylophone Art Fund.
The fund works like a commercial facility, like a loan, but it's a non-interest bearing loan. So if you take, for example, X amount, we support you with that X amount, not just the money, but with also, you know, capacity building to direct you, because people on the board are bankers, arts people, creative people, so they can also direct what you're going to do with the money. So you request for it like you are requesting a normal loan facility from a bank, and then you tell us what you're going to use it for, and when you administer it, when it will be done for you to bring the money back intact. And by the time the money will be back, you would have made volumes of profits for yourself and give their money back to them without interest.
So, with the emergence of these interventions, do we see a brighter future for these up-and-coming artists? Only time will tell.
And that's our program tonight. There's more news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. Read the latest stories from there, including the appointment of a new MD for Barclays Bank Ghana, Abna Osei Poku, and the latest on the trade war between the US and China. Of course, we've got all the videos for you, just in case you missed any of our bulletins during the week. My name is Darryl Carl. Thanks for watching. We are back next week.